A strong finish for Barbant in the Netherlands saw him retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship from Black Fridays. Neither driver finished in Miami, meaning that moving into the last race of the season, Barbant leads by just 4 points. Orax's 2 podiums see him close the gap in third, now just 8 points behind the championship leader. Zyros currently lies fourth, 29 points behind Orax, with Mars just 5 points further back in fifth. Berkey is sixth, 16 points behind Zyros, meaning he is still in the fight for fourth place. In the Constructors, Ferrari extend their lead at the head of the field to 63 points, making them Season 6 Constructors champions with 1 race still to go. Strong finishes for the Williams drivers in the Round 5 doubleheader sees them jump to second place. Orax's 2 podiums move Red Bull up to third, 9 points behind, while McLaren are just 2 points back in fourth place. After the first qualifying laps, Barbant set the early pace, recording a time 4/10 ahead of closest rival Black Fridays, with Orax half a second further back in fourth. A crash for Orax saw him sitting out the remainder of qualifying and unable to improve on his time. Fellow championship contender Black Fridays abandoned one of his final laps before also crashing. The only lead driver to improve on their last lap was Zyros, eventually qualifying second, 3/10 behind Barbant's on pole. ICU remained third, just a 10th behind Zyros, with Black Fridays in fourth, 300ths behind ICU.
And we are racing. Barbant's getting a decent jump off of the grid. Zyros dropping back a little bit. ICU getting out of shape as well. As we head 3 wide further back down towards turn 1 we go. Orax, Black Fridays and ICU all battling away in towards the first corner. But Barbant's with a great launch coming off the line, making his way through up into that first place position, continuing on. And the 2 Ferraris now running second and third as well. Battles happening up and down the field here as we make our way through. But looking like a really great launch for Black Fridays, and Orax making the jump crucially on the Haas driver off of the start. Most of the drivers selecting the medium compound tyres, only Takubi opting for a set of the hard compound tyres as we make our way through the end of the first sector. Again, not close enough for an overtake just yet, but these guys just biding their time on these sides. The 2 Ferraris running wheel to wheel, though, now through the first sector. Black Friday's trying to squeeze his way through up the inside, and now Orax launching the challenge to the outside, now to the inside through Dunlop. P2 and P3 in the championship, bang wheels, and that's Cyros getting out of shape, and Orax now goes through to second place. Crucial overtakes being made and damage coming off one of the cars there as well. I think I saw some front wing flying off, not too sure where that came from, and there's a car spinning round. Shan losing the rear end of his Williams car as well, but crucially up at the front of the field we have a break in the DRS. Barbant's 1.4 seconds clear at the front of the field. ICU saving some battery, the gap now 1.4 seconds, but Orax is right on the back of the Haas driver, as is Black Fridays, who picks up a 3-second time penalty for the Ferrari driver. A crucial error as Orax now powers his way through. Can he try and connect the DRS to Barbant's? Black Fridays coming through ahead of the Haas driver as well, as the 2 championship challengers close in on the dominant Barbants. Can they connect the DRS? The gap is 1 second now. They are closing in corner after corner. Making our way through the first sector. Takubi's 19-lap-old tyres versus Barbant's 6-lap-old tyres. He's going to have to try and find a way through this first sector. Takubi struggling for grip, struggling for paces. Barbant swoops his way around the outside through turn number 5. Takubi forcing him a bit wide there onto the grass. Barbant can't quite find his way through. All the while, look who is catching up in the background. Orax now 1.3 seconds behind. That time loss for Barbant could prove costly. Takubi playing the team game down at Red Bull, defending desperately for his teammate's championship. In towards the hairpin they go. Barbant still looking for a way through, but all the hard work that he put in has been dearly undone, because Orax is only half a second behind now, and for the final 7 laps of this race we could have a battle on our hands. Takubi, the Red Bull team player, finds his way through. Last season he was fighting for the championship, now he fights for his teammate's championship. 4 cars separated by less than half a second as we power down towards 130R. Barber's looking to the outside here on the Red Bull driver, trying to squeeze his way through. Will he find the position this time around? Takubi doing absolutely everything to try and hold the McLaren driver up, and Aurochs round the outside to take the lead of this race. The Red Bull driver is through to first, and his job now try and pull away as Takubi, his teammate, defends dearly for all he possibly can, trying everything he possibly can. Here goes Black Fridays around the outside as well. Aurochs and Black Fridays run first and second. Barben still looks for a way through, looking to the outside now through the S's, trying to squeeze his way through. Contact still being made with Takubi. Barben's finally squeezed his way through. Contact made, and Barben's is spun around. Takubi making contact, and Barben's dropping down to 6th place. And Aurochs now through into the lead of the race, and that has big implications on our Drivers' Championship as it stands. Aurochs coming home in first. 142 points would crown him champion, and more contact made. ICU out of the race down to the Degners, and that is a safety car deployed here on lap 21 of 27. Crucial moments here in the final laps of this championship. Takubi defending to his teammates. ICU is out here in the final race of season 6. Absolute chaos here in the final few laps. Everything coming to the close. 3 laps of racing to decide it all here on F124. A big gap in the pack between Mars and Takubi as we make our way down towards turn number 1. Aurochs leads from Black Fridays, from Mars the top 3 making their way through. Barbens to swoop around the outside of Takubi, can't quite find his way through just yet, looking for a switchback here potentially through the first sector they go. Already, though, the gap is up to 2 seconds here. Sir right on the back of Barbens as well as they make their way around the outside through turn number 5. Once again, this time around, Barbens finds his way through. Contact made, but Takubi left hung out to dry on the outside. Can't defend any longer. Barbens has breached the barrier, and he goes through into P4, but the gap, 2.6 seconds. Can he close that in the final few laps? Can he do anything in these final few laps to try and close back in? Takubi getting close in the braking zone. More contact being made as they run down towards Spoon. Barben's very much under pressure. We've got yellow flags out once again and down towards Spoon. Takubi putting the pressure on as well. Mounts the challenge to the inside and trying to find his way through. Can't quite get it done with the grip though. Takubi trying to squeeze his way through once again as Barbens runs wide. Down towards 130R, championship rivals from season 5 gone by. They continue to battle up at the front. Aurochs getting close with Black Fridays, but Takubi still puts the pressure onto the inside through 130R. Barbers with the outside line, trying to find his way through in towards the Casio triangle, still tucked up behind and can't find his way past the Red Bull driver. Mars takes the fastest lap of the race here as we start the penultimate lap of the race here tonight, and Bradders makes his way through to P5 as well. Through into turn 1, Barben's trying to fight his way through, but desperation going to start to kick in as the McLaren driver losing position after position. P6 now. Can he challenge down towards 130R? The Red Bull driver running wheel to wheel. Surely he doesn't back out. This could be the move for the championship here in season 6. To the outside he goes. Aurochs trying to squeeze his way through. Black Fridays is battling hard, and Black Fridays out in the final corner will take it on the track, but his penalty will crown Aurochs your season 6 SDRL champion unless we see some penalty removals. Barber's just about snatches the P4 back from Bradders on the final lap, but it's not quite enough, unfortunately, for Bradders to hang on. It's not quite enough for Barbens to hang on in the championship. As it stands, Aurochs is crowned your season 6 SDRL champion, the first new champion since all the way back in season 2 when Barbens became a driver's champion here.
The QB was the only driver to start on hard tyres down in 17th place, with the rest of the field choosing the medium compound. Bradders chose to change to the hard tyres under an early VSC period after Josh's mistake caused a collision with Jack's. On the restart, Barbans quickly broke DRS from the chasing cars, and a mistake in spoon curve saw Black Fridays losing places, dropping down to 7th. ICU pitted on lap 10 in an attempt to use the undercut, while Takubi had made it up to 5th place on his hard tyres. Aurochs, Mars and Black Friday stopped at the end of lap 11, while Barbans stayed out until the end of lap 13, rejoining in second behind Takubi, with the chasing pack closer due to the undercut. Takubi played the team game when Barbans caught him, allowing Aurochs to catch and overtake Barbans. A crash by ICU brought out the safety car on lap 21, and the leaders pitted onto a mix of soft and medium tyres. When the safety car returned to the pits at the end of lap 24, Aurochs led the field away, with Barbans still behind Takubi in 5th place. The McLaren driver quickly passed Takubi, but was unable to catch the leaders. Black Fridays crossed the line first ahead of Aurochs, but a 3-second time penalty dropped him to 3rd behind Mars. Takubi's defence on Barbans was later ruled illegal, and he was given a number of time penalties and race bans for the next 3 races. After a controversial end to Season 6's Diamond Series, Aurochs' win in Japan saw him take the Drivers' Championship, finishing 5 points ahead of Barbans. Black Fridays dropped to 3rd, while Mars overtook Zyros to take 4th. In the Constructors' Championship, the positions remain unchanged, with Ferrari already having taken the crown. Williams were 59 points behind in 2nd, just 3 points ahead of Red Bull in 3rd. McLaren and VCarb rounded out the top 5. Congratulations then to Aurochs, who took the Season 6 Diamond Series Drivers' Championship, despite a close battle with Barbans and Black Fridays. Ferrari are Constructors' Champions, having already taken the crown with 1 race remaining. Join us soon for SDRL Season 7 as we move over to F1 25. Hopefully we can have another season of close racing.